On this episode of Whitetail Addictions,
I'm what you call a lone wolf. I like to walk alone. I go hunt for the feeling. I thrive out on my own.
Whitetail Addictions is brought to you by Lone Wolf Custom Gear, the innovator of mobile hunting. Lone Wolf Arrowheads, recover your deer, not your broadhead. Osseo Gear, nature's best camouflage. Hoyt Archery, get serious, get Hoyt. Vortec Optics, the force of optics. Buck Fever Synthetics, make bucks hunt you. Painted Arrow Outdoors, relive the hunt. Face Off Bikes, make every hunt count. Onyx Hunt, maps for hunting, made by hunters.
Whitetail Addictions, baby. I love this shit.
I'm what you call a lone wolf. I like to walk alone. I go hunt for the feeling. I thrive out on my own. Look in my eyes, look at the prize, look at the yeah. Heart in my chest, holding my breath. I'm addicted to the game. I am the one they run from. Dead I lie and wait. I do not tremble, do not shake. Ice cold blood in my veins, yeah. The lone wolf is my name.
Wow, what a cage.
Hi, I'm Luke Standley with Lone Wolf Custom Gear's Whitetail Addiction. This is my first year filming for the show. I'm 31 years old. I'm from Illinois. I'm a local small county deputy here in central Illinois. My addiction for deer first started whenever I started going with my dad. I was 5 or 6, somewhere in there, and he would take me and put me on the platform of his ladder stand while he longbow hunted, keep me between his feet. I thought that was awesome because traditional hunting, every deer is close. I mean, we had deer walking underneath of us at 10 yards, and I thought that was the greatest thing ever. I didn't start hunting with my own weapon until I was 11 years old. That was a gun. I started bow hunting when I was 13 or 14. I was not successful my first year. Then when I was 14 or 15, I killed my first deer, and I can't remember if it was a doe or a little forkhorn, but those were my first 2 deer with a bow, and I was hooked. I started using a climber and didn't even really know it at the time that I was mobile hunting. I'd climb different trees all over and there chasing the deer by myself, but I was limited to one little patch of woods. I just stayed in there and kept moving around on them. 2011, I took a step up. I killed my first good buck. It was probably 3.5-year-old deer with my gun. It was a 140-inch 11-pointer. And then 2012, I got trail cameras and killed my first target buck, and with my bow, my first real buck. It was a 138-inch 10-pointer. 2017, I took my first step up. I killed 6.5-year-old 152-inch deer. First deer I got on film was this small 9-pointer right here, and it was perfect video. He was in the snow, came down with my bow. I shot him at like 15 yards. Perfect shot, everything. Then going on from there, that same year I thought self-filming was super easy, and I went out with my gun and shot a deer I was targeting. He was a big 8-pointer, but he had short beams, super tall, and short brows. He scored 143 inches. I shot him with my gun, and I double tap record on him. Then going into 2019, I killed a double that I thought both were on film. One was a 136-inch deer that I really should have let go. He was young and had everything going for him. And then I killed my biggest deer, which was a 165-inch 10-pointer, and he was 10 yards and in the viewfinder perfect, and I just forgot to hit record on that one. Then in 2020, I was chasing a big 160-inch mainframe 8-pointer. I actually called my shot on this deer. I went in and it was hotter than could be for November. It was like 70-something degrees on November 4th, and I left all my stuff in the stand and had my dad drive me all the way around because I knew I wasn't going to be able to get around this field and walk in and not be soaked in sweat. 2021, I borrowed my buddy's Brent Davis's Lone Wolf Custom Gear 1.0 and did a hanging hunt on a 143-inch mainframe 8-pointer, or 146-inch mainframe 8-pointer, which is the European mount right behind me there. 2022, I chased a 180-inch deer. I did not kill him. I only got a couple hunts at him before he got killed by a neighbor. That day he got ran out of my property on my trail cameras by dogs. I went after him one time and had him at 35 yards and couldn't get him across the property line, and he had broken off his inside tine that was about 8 inches long. Which brings us to 2023. This episode here is the 156-inch deer I killed this year. Here's his sheds from the year before in 2022. I passed him a bunch in 2022. The hunt for him in 2022 or 2023 right now. It's November 6th. I'm up here in
Illinois. I put right off a logging road on a big transition zone between a couple of beddings, the big ridge that to the north of me it drops off into a huge CRP bottom and creek. There's a huge rub line, big rubs that just popped up. I had my target buck in here. He's gonna be close to 170, mainframe 8-pointer with a kicker. He had a doe. He was dogging around in here this morning, so I came in here, hung my 1.0, it's compact sticks. We'll see if he doesn't end up cruising by. It's warm, but he's with a doe, so you never know here. Alright, I just smoked a good 10-pointer. He's probably close to 150. He just started showing back up. I passed him last year at least 3 different times, and I wanted him to just make another year. I thought he had a lot of potential. He was a 5x6 last year, and he had a good frame on him, decent mass. He scored 146. I found both of his sheds. He came in. I did a grunting and rattling sequence because I saw some deer pushing some does around. There was multiple bucks down there in the bottom, and I had a small crap buck that came under here and was sniffing my compact stick on the tree, and he started getting weird once he got past me to the opening. And then it's so windy I couldn't hear this deer walking, and I was just looking and caught his rack coming through this thick scrub brush here. I didn't see him go down because it's so thick in here. I could only see him for about 10 yards after I shot him. But it sounded like he crashed. I had a real good hit on him. And I might get down here in about an hour or so and go check him out. But the old hang and bang with the 1.0 works again. There's a lot of blood through there. Oh, looky there.
Alright, it's November 6th, morning of. I came and hung my 1.0 in a transition zone between a couple bedding areas right off a logging road. 2 years of history before this year with him. Found his match set last year. Had him all the time last year. He came into a rattling sequence and run off another big buck, or another small buck, sorry, and came in and gave me a perfect 15-yard shot.
Lone Wolf is my name.
This is Andre Quisto from Lone Wolf Custom Gear. I wanted to thank you for watching Whitetail Addictions and ask that you become one of our silent partners by hitting the YouTube subscribe button and following us on Facebook and Instagram.